Oh, yeah, we're going to die. Oh, sure, have fun if you are that confident that the world is ending tomorrow. Be my guest. The arc is slowly heading towards to the darkest hour of the war, and I don't mean the nighttime. The chapter is mixed with a heartwarming and somewhat crushing moment and humorous segment of tracking and the world shifting to the worst possible outcome. I have to say, I really like how this Yato clan is different from the previous ones. This one consists of a wise leader that knows how to handle the problem, including knowing the perpetrator behind the nanomachine. The leader whose name Master Son even knows not to underestimate humans based on wholesome defeat. Instead of repeating the same mistake, this one is more careful and thoughtful. It's promising so far. I didn't think I would get Nobleman and Soyo to interact, but I got it. And it was adorable. It was really nice change of tone with these characters having a conversation. It's funny how Sadahara is their bodyguard yet sleeping over the bed. So much for protection. It is funny how there's no straight man here. So whatever goofy moment happens, nobody can really balance out the stupidity. That's actually consistent if you ask me. The sweet part is when they have a nice chat while leaning on Sadahara. It's like girl sleepover. It's actually cute. What I enjoyed the most is the topic of Nobleman's guilt. Her faction did let Shigi to die, so she feels like she doesn't deserve any respect. But Soyo is mature enough to know that it's not her fault and feels like nothing has changed. She still keeps her safe. It hit the sweet spot when she reflects that they both lost someone dear. That reason alone is enough to stay together. That was really good. It actually pains me when Nobu is trying to communicate anybody from Earth, but Soyo picks up the radio to transmit back. Those two panels really hit me. You can't feel the heartbreak feeling. He is responsible for her brother's death. I couldn't imagine how the interaction would be like. Wow, I have another highly anticipated conversation on the horizon. Speaking on the horizon, I was distracted by that awe moment that I remembered that the radio is now working. That means bad news. I was under the impression that it's game over, though only the frequency works. Not all problems has been solved. Ensho shows a sign of losing it, so he's now consuming by his own vengeance. It shifts back to Gintoki and others searching, and it is back to comedy. Pretty humorous at that. I know they're desperate to find Gengai, though it's pretty demeaning to use trails as an indication. For example, we're supposed to believe that Gengai kept pooping crap in order to leave tracks to his location. That is just nasty. Yet, I could almost buy that thought. Well, it led to someone, a wild gorilla. Shishigumi actually degraded their captain. The blood trail actually makes sense, however. That I can buy, though that does scream danger. It's like, oh god, he might be dying. At that point, I did think it has to be someone else, but not sure who. It turns out it was Zenzo and his hemorrhoid. Yeah? I like how they have a small chat of different conversation as they are searching for Gengai. Gintoki didn't sober up, so he thought Gengai is dead. Maybe if he keeps the mood this way, he will. It's also funny how Hichikata lost his cool and start bad-mouthing at Gintoki. Yeah, we're definitely going to have an Evangelion ending. The chapter has a good mixture of sincere and comical moments. The sincere part really drawn like it hit the sweet spot of awe. It shattered when Nobu calls, so that's pretty effective. The chapter consists a lot of text, but much like before, the delivery is really good. The visual is also fun to watch as they are pulling another Gintama what the hell moment. The cliffhanger seems to suggest that Ensho is now set to destroy the planet for the sake of revenge, yet he's really enjoying it. That leaves for an open interpretation. Does it mean that he's going to shoot it now? Is it ready to fire? Does he even care for his army? Will Kasura and others finally get in there to stop? It appears that we may shift back to him in the next chapter. The stake is now getting high, and yet Usuro is winning without lifting a finger. It's a pretty enjoyable chapter for its adorable scene, potential hard-hitting moment for the next chapter, comical moments as usual, and the ending that increased the stake. It's not yet the next day, but this night is already roaring with fear. I'm giving this chapter an 8. I really like that little tidbit about the moon and Kagura. It does indicate that she knows what's up and she probably knows who they have to deal with this time around. So let's see how that next chapter goes. There's a lot of new problems on the horizon. We still haven't seen Usuro and his zombie army, so there's that too. There's a lot of things to cover still, and it's only going to get worse from this point forward. What are your thoughts of this chapter? Do you think the next chapter we will shift back to Kasuda, Sakamoto, and all other characters that's in outer space? I think that's what's going to happen in the next chapter. I do want to see Nobunobu and Soyo interact first. That is one moment that I really wanted to see how Sorochi sees in terms of dealing with the situation that a bad guy has killed one of your loved ones, and see how they had to recuperate, or whether or not they had to leave their grudge behind or anything of that. I want to see what his take on this sort of commotion. And that would do it for today's review. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.